Welcome back, guys. We are Formation Alpha. I'm Brandon Castellanos.
Hello, I'm Bryan Castellanos.
And I'm Jenny Galindo.
And I'm Jerry Galindo.
Guys, before we get started, I do want to make not a quick shout out, but if you guys don't know, I am a photojournalist at our local TV station, and I actually got sent to cover Hurricane Harvey. And I am not in any way, shape, or form sponsored by Red Cross, but guys, it's different to see it on TV and opposed to being there, see it up close and personal. So I just want to, if you have time, just donate, guys. I do have a video I put, it's like a minute long, just of some of the stuff I did cover. So if you want to check it out, but please take some time out to go ahead and donate. So now that that's been addressed, we can get the podcast started. We have a actually very, I think, interesting podcast. Probably one of my favorites. The new Obi-Wan solo movie. The Joker's gonna get a solo movie, and we're gonna end it with Death Note.
Yes. Oh man.
Yeah. So Obi-Wan. Actually, I want to hear your thoughts first, Bryan, because I know Obi-Wan is one of your favorite characters.
Obi-Wan probably is my favorite character.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on this?
I'm really excited. Ewan McGregor is a must, definitely. And now that it's, I'm hoping anyway that the only way that it could be, or that it's going to be shot, is between episodes 3 and 4, seeing as we all know what happens in episode 4, and seeing as we pretty much followed his story throughout episodes 1, 2, and 3. So I'm guessing it's got to be between 3 and 4, what he was doing at the time on, when he was watching over Luke growing up. And now that Ewan McGregor is older, he can pull off the old Ben Kenobi look. So I'm really looking forward to that and seeing how they're going to portray it on the screen.
Yeah, definitely. I will say, Ewan McGregor was definitely one of the stronger parts of the prequels. I mean, even though they weren't universally loved, I think they have some redeeming qualities to them, and Ewan McGregor definitely was one of them. One thing I don't want an origin story. I don't think we need an origin story for Obi-Wan. There's certain characters I can see in Star Wars. I do want to know more backstory to them, but I don't know. I feel like maybe get a little some insight, but mostly I want to see Ewan McGregor play, his part as Ben Kenobi.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that we already saw Obi-Wan in episode 1. He wasn't even a Jedi Knight at the time.
I'm not sure. I know he was a master.
Yeah. He because I think Qui-Gon
was his master.
Yeah, Qui-Gon was his master. But I don't think Qui-Gon was a master. I think Qui-Gon was a Jedi Knight, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought if they had a green saber,
they
were
was
master.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought if they have green sabers, aren't they masters?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, well, Star Wars lore.
Yeah. God, I'm an idiot. Anyway, at the time, we already saw Obi-Wan when he was in his younger days. We don't need to go back and see him at the Jedi Academy or whatever it is that they were doing at the time. Because you see in the later episodes, you see Yoda training all the kids. Like, I don't need to see that. I want to see what's happening between 3 and 4. I want to see what he was doing all that time.
Yeah, and I was thinking too. I don't even care if there's I don't need to see a big space battle. I feel like that can be left for the core movies. I want to see not so much not Logan, but kind of just a movie about a broken man. A guy who's literally just saw everything he was grown or trained for. His family was taken from him, which was all the Jedi Knights. The Jedi Temple was basically it was destroyed.
He's now in hiding.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So even to a point, maybe I want him to be maybe even disgusted by looking at his lightsaber. Just it's something he's he's
ashamed of.
Exactly. Yeah. And I know I can't even think of a story I want to go with, but I think I want to have him conflicting with himself. And I think I want a deep character movie.
I feel like that's going to be episode 8, though. I feel like that's how Luke is, especially at what it says at the end of the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I know. Yeah. I'm really excited about episode 8. You guys, any thoughts on Obi-Wan?
Oh, I was going to say, we got a taste of a prequel kind of in Rogue One, right? With where you see the mother die, the father gets abducted, the mother gets killed. And does the child have to find her way to basically be rescued, right? In that cave.
Yeah.
I would love something like that for Obi-Wan, but maybe not when he's younger. Maybe when he's a little older. Maybe we can see how he was spying on Luke from the base and just drinking some blue milk or something and just understanding hey, why should I pick this kid?
Yeah, and I hadn't thought about that. It'd be perfect. So his age now, he's perfect.
Exactly. He literally grew into the part.
He could be actor in episode 4, Alec
Oh,
Guinness. I think that's his name.
I maybe. I'm not sure.
He
but
died like in 2000.
Yeah.
But he
Yeah.
was an amazing Obi-Wan. I loved him
Yeah.
so much. Like he was
Yeah.
so like he embodied the old man with wisdom, and
Yeah.
I feel like the current actor can definitely do that.
you remember he's a great actor.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I see no one else as Obi-Wan. But going back to these Star Wars movies, because I feel like they're gonna obviously expand the universe.
Yeah, of course.
What characters wouldn't you mind seeing an origin story to, or backstory to?
Yoda.
Yeah, I know Yoda's one of them. I would
Yes.
not mind an origin for Yoda.
Jar Jar.
Oh no, we're not. You know who also I'd like to see? Maybe not so much an origin, but a backstory on Darth Sidious.
I was gonna say Darth Maul.
Yeah, I like
Darth Maul too. Darth Maul too.
It's so late for Darth Maul, but I was so pissed that he got freaking one like movie because I think he was such a awesome.
Oh yeah, he was
Badass.
he was the best part of the Phantom Menace.
With hands down, Phantom Menace.
Yeah, actually,
Okay,
I
cool.
I got to. I don't know if you guys remember, but when he came down to South Texas Comic Con back in April, I got to meet him. I got my.
Oh, dude, yeah, he was
I got
awesome.
I got my figure signed by him,
Yeah.
and I asked him. I was like, hey, so any maybe possible Darth Maul movies? Like, I hope, man. He's like, honestly, I hope, if they do, I hope they cast me. So I'm like, oh my god, like,
Yeah.
not even like he's like, he's like set for that character.
Yeah, damn.
But I would definitely can't see anyone else as Darth Maul.
That'd be really cool.
Even is it Darth Raven who is Sidious's master?
No. Raven was the I wouldn't say Jedi, but they were so in tune with the Force, like they knew they were a Jedi and they were a Sith,
That'd be cool.
and they basically described that there's no difference between them.
Mm-hmm.
There
I
was,
feel like isn't that like kind of maybe what this new Star Wars movie is gonna brush up on?
maybe
I feel like
it could. I know. Man, I had to bring him over next time. But one of my friends, Alex, who's super into this stuff, like reads all the books and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He was telling me that there's all these different Sith masters
Mm-hmm.
that were more powerful than Sidious.
Oh wow.
And because he was telling me too that Sidious was known for his speed, like he's very quick.
Yeah.
And they did a very poor job of it in episode 3.
Yes, they did.
But it was his speed that was supposed to shine there when, in the movie everyone's like, he's like,
Yeah, it looks really slow. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, how did he knock those guys out so easily? But no, I heard that
Yeah.
in the book that it's described as he's quick. Like even
Yeah,
when
he's-
Anakin walks in, it's supposed to be like he's just seeing like blur, like
Yeah.
lights just do. But from what I heard, they said it wasn't gonna translate well on screen.
Yeah, the movie didn't portray it that well. But yeah, he was supposed to be known for his speed. So it'd be cool to get some, It'd be cool to get some origin story on that. Or even, hell, man, the Old Republic. The games make such great cinematic trailers.
Oh my god!
I would be
dude.
interested in,
Yeah.
I thought
in
they
Old
were
Republic
making
movies.
a movie.
Are they?
Yeah,
Old Republic?
I heard they started. They're gonna.
I'd
make
love
one.
that.
Mhm.
That'd be awesome.
I think we could adapt Star Wars Connect. The motion control dancing one. We
Oh,
could-
the one, I'm Solo,
Yes.
I'm Han Solo.
God. I'd probably play
that
that. I'm
by
not gonna
far
lie.
best Xbox exclusive.
What was that thing they tagged you in? It was like the VR.
Oh yeah.
experience with
Oh yeah, I saw
Did you see
that.
that, Brian?
No.
It was.
There was this. I hope it's as fluid as the commercial makes
It's
it out to
not-
be. It
probably
probably
not going
won't
to
be,
be.
I
but
know.
it's
It
a
looks so
VR.
cool,
It's a
though.
lightsaber. It's kind of like this, but with that minus the stick part or the
Okay.
blade part. And it's supposed to be like you can fight. Like it shows them like simulating fighting.
You're like
what's
trapped.
his
Yeah,
name?
the
Kylo Ren.
The trailer looked
That's cool, because all other things, have been were a great success, like the Wii was a great success with it. The Xbox Connect is a great success. This
Well,
should
the
be
Wii
interesting.
Mike's
the
not really
Wii was
fucking
definitely a
face, yeah.
success, but
What?
the Wii was definitely like a success. With
Was it
motion-
really,
with motion,
though?
with motion controls?
Was it really?
It was good, but I didn't like the. I don't know. I didn't like the system.
Did you ever try Red Steel? Game was awful to play. I
No,
like
I
that.
haven't.
I like
Okay.
that game.
We're getting off topic. We just
Okay.
take a Star Wars thing.
I like to be fit.
I love to be fit.
No.
Yeah.
Sponsored
Okay.
for a game.
We're moving on.
No, another character I think I'd also want to see backstory on is Boba Fett.
Yes.
That would be a cool. I think
Yeah.
he has a big. I think he has a bigger
Yes.
fan base than a lot of
Yes.
these core characters.
Yeah.
I'll never understand it. No.
No, I mean, because he never got a lot of screen time.
He
but
drives the Slave One.
yeah,
That's awesome.
that is awesome.
I like his armor. That's cool.
I like his helmet.
Yeah.
It's like very iconic.
It is. No, like I say, he's a really cool character.
Yeah.
So I feel like all these majority of these like say standalone movies would take place between 3 and 4, maybe, unless like the older characters like Yoda, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why Star Wars is never gonna die.
I feel like
because
it's
so
not,
many
no.
There's
great
so much crap.
parts can like
Yeah.
turn into their own movies.
But I feel like
Yeah.
I'm excited and I guess maybe a little scared at the same time. 'Cause I don't want Star Wars to be played out for me. I feel like it wouldn't because even I still like the worst Star Wars movies there are, which I think Episode 2 is the weakest one. But I'll still watch it. That one I will have to power through it. But I mean, I still like because it's Star Wars. There's some things I think are really cool. I like seeing it was cool watching Yoda fight Count Dooku. But I was telling one of you that it was cool, but I didn't like that they ended it that way because there's one part where it's after he beats Anakin and Yoda walks in and Dooku's like throwing things at him, trying to get him with the lightning, and he tells him, he goes, it's obviously this contest can't be settled by our knowledge of the Force, but with our skill with a lightsaber. I didn't like that because it's like, okay, by that logic, you're saying that the skill of a lightsaber trumps the Force. Nothing should trump the Force.
Yeah. Like you're supposed to be one with the Force. You're supposed to be a master. Like if he's a Jedi, Yoda's an ultimate Jedi master, and at least in this Star Wars that we've come to terms with, he's supposed to be like the Jedi master.
Yeah.
So for him to not be able to beat Dooku in the Force, I was kind of like, I guess. But it was still cool to see him fight.
It was.
It reminds me of that whole talk about the Force. Reminds me of when in Episode 7, when the stormtroopers develop their own kind of it's like a hammer that kind of acts like a lightsaber.
Is that in
It's
Force
like an
Awakens?
it's like an artificial lightsaber.
Yeah,
Remember that part?
They
It
come
was
back
so-
like, traitor!
Oh, that's the one. What's the name?
Yes.
Finn was fighting.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that was cool.
I thought it was
like,
cool.
get that
Yeah.
piece of crap out
Really?
of the camera. Well,
Oh.
I don't
I thought
know.
it was cool.
It was definitely cool, but it was like, come on, nothing's gonna stop like the Force from attacking.
But Finn wasn't really one with the Force. He just
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so
Which
I mean,
is
it
weird
made
because
sense.
remember in the marketing for that movie, they
But-
made it seem that Finn had the Force.
I think that was purposely done. So
Yeah.
because you didn't see it coming out. Because I was like, okay,
It's
when
Rey's
Kylo,
a
it was
woman.
cool when Kylo Ren's like he's going for the
Empowerment.
lightsaber and it comes, but it passes him. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh crap, that's cool.
Also, Rey's a woman,
So?
the Force,
It's-
could only be.
Are we
certain-
saying the Force is sexist?
It
Force,
is.
No, I don't think the Force is sexist at all.
There's been a
Yeah.
lot of
There's
women
a lot of
Jedis.
women Jedi. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah, like
no,
I remember in
not
episode
today.
2, you don't really see them, but there's that one girl that has like the weird like blue and blue purple striped like weird twin tails aliens. She has a
Yeah.
yellow saber.
No.
Yeah.
yes.
And
Well,
that,
there
and
are
then
women.
even in Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the animated series, that was technically canon until Disney bought them out.
I thought
What?
Rebels is still canon.
Rebels now is canon because Rebels is Disney. But Star Wars, the Clone Wars, the one that on Cartoon Network, that was canon.
Oh.
It is no longer canon, at least from what I heard.
Does Rebels take place during?
I don't know. I don't watch Rebels. I didn't watch Clone Wars either, but still.
I feel like it would. I feel like Rebels takes place between 3 and 4, and Clone Wars is between 2 and 3. So I feel like it would
I
still be
think
canon.
this is just legal battles.
Yeah,
over
it's,
copyright.
Yeah.
legal copyright stuff.
Sadly, that's gonna.
Yeah, so Clone Wars is not canon because
I
now
just-
Disney owns Star Wars.
Certain executives for Star Wars are like, it's not canon, and they wink, and then they're like,
Okay. Wink.
Yeah.
It's still be
legally
canon.
speaking,
Hint,
it's
hint, wink,
this,
wink.
but
You know, even like Jedi Sith. There's I forgot what her name is. Remember that one that has the 2 lightsabers? She's like bald. And in the Clone Wars, Anakin fights her. You know what I'm talking about, right? I forgot her name.
Ventress.
There
Is
you
that her
go.
name?
Thank
Okay.
you, Kyle.
Yes, but
Kyle, a
yeah,
great
so
sound
there
guy
are
with
women,
knowledge.
lightsaber duelists in the Star Wars universe. So I don't think it's a problem. No, I don't think it's a problem at all.
The Force isn't sexist.
They
Calm
need to
down.
be careful with that force.
They need to be careful who they pass that force to. That force can't be just swirled around everywhere. Actually given to liberals, if anybody.
God forbid it's
I'm
that
joking.
time of the month.
No,
They can't think straight.
That red saber.
Yeah, the saber turns red.
You know, the dark side like that one.
Yeah.
No,
No, that's great. Yeah.
But no, I honestly, I'm excited. I hope they do right with that Obi-Wan movie.
Yeah.
And so far, I mean, I've heard mixed reviews on people saying like, "Oh, I didn't care for Force Awakens or Rogue One." I loved them. I loved
Imagine if the Obi-Wan movie ended like Rogue One, where like it goes into episode 4.
I wouldn't
Like
mind
it
that.
shows him like walking up to like at the end of the movie. It
That
shows
would-
him like walking and
I'd
like
probably be screaming in the theater.
yeah, just like
Yeah.
focuses on the base, and then you're like, okay, now I'm gonna watch episode 4 for the 100th time.
Well,
Yeah.
they meet up when he's picking up R2 and C-3PO, right? I
Yeah.
think.
They meet up after, because they pick up.
Oh, you know when they meet when what do you call it, with the Jawas, right?
No, so that's Luke's uncle and Luke, and they pick up C-3PO and the R5D5, I believe, and then that blows out, so then they pick up R2D2.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, but they're. No, it's with the Sand People.
Yeah.
That Obi-Wan comes
it's
out.
not the Jawas.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, because they don't meet up till then, and even then, technically Obi-Wan wasn't looking for Luke
Yeah.
at the time.
Well,
Or-
we don't know that.
Yeah, true.
But do you think they're gonna animate that rock? Like you know what I'm talking about, right? I don't know if you guys did, but there are so many changes in the
Oh, and
Oh,
in the
I
original
think I know
Star
what you're
Wars.
talking
If you guys can get a copy of the original, I recommend it. I honestly,
I have the
because some of them are really unnecessary. There's one part where it's that part where the Sand People are about to get Luke. This is right before Obi-Wan comes out, and there's just like this little like almost like a crevice that
Yeah.
R2's hiding in. Well, in the original, it's like he's there, you know, he's just him hiding. Well, in the new one, you see like a rock kind of like in front of him. It's like, really, was that rock necessary?
Does it like stand out? Does it like?
No, actually, it looks legit. It looks like a legit rock. But it's like, why? How did that change the story at all?
Yeah.
It's
It's just
Yeah,
like
it's
little
Yeah, it's
edits.
ridiculous.
Yeah, that
It's
makes
ridiculous.
no sense.
I mean, they're not bad. It's just like little things that's like, no.
What were your thoughts on Darth Vader saying no at the?
That I hated that. Freaking Han shot first.
Oh yeah, that's one that gets everyone. Han did shoot first.
Yeah.
I'm thinking now about changes. They didn't expect Star Wars to be
Oh,
big,
no.
right?
Oh
No.
no!
So
no,
I bet there was
that because
one-
they wanted it.
Yeah,
to.
there was probably one set designer back in the movie that was like, "Who cares? This movie's not going to get big." And then when it got big, he was like, "Oh crap!" Now he's like that. Now he's in charge of the new movie.
But I feel like that was part of the charm of the old one.
Yeah.
Like you know, these characters some of them were in costumes, some of them were in puppets. I feel like there was work behind a guy behind making those puppets interact. Someone sweating in that suit, and then
which is not in the prequels.
no, it's all CG. So now. There's some of that in the in episode 4, but there's also like CG, and you can tell it's like you should just left it the way it was. That was that's part of the charm of Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I'm glad. But Force Awakens brought that back. Like there's a lot of practical.
they brought practical
Yeah.
So
effects.
I like So
I'm so proud
that
of
was
that.
great. Which I mean, you would think they would, because like why? You shouldn't spare any expense. Who's not going to want to watch Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It paid off for them though. The movie did really good.
Oh no, he did. Yeah. Like so, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I mean, say what you will about it, but I walked out like, oh my god, that was awesome.
Well, it inspired me to watch Star Wars because before I didn't care about Star Wars.
Oh, really?
I haven't watched any of the movies before Episode 7, and then when Episode 7 came out, I was like, okay, and then I like entrenched myself in the universe.
My sister was like that too. We went to go watch it with our little cousin. She was like afterwards asking all these questions, like, who is this person? Who is that person? What happens here? And I'm going back like all the lore in Star Wars. She's like, oh my god, it's so complicated. Not complicated. It's like, oh my god, there's like so much like backstory. I'm like, yes, there is, and that's why it's awesome.
It's so good.
I think people that don't watch Star Wars, they don't realize like the universe is huge.
They are,
So
yeah.
big.
Yeah, because I used to get like, there was one girl at my old work where she's like, oh, you like Star Wars? I'm like, yes, I do. She's like, well, I think it's stupid. All like the lightsabers. Like, no, there's story to it. That's what makes it great.
See, here's the thing. It's not just the universe, Jenny. It's a galaxy. It's a galaxy far, far away. Okay.
Bing, didn't roll credit.
Roll credits for the podcast. We're done.
We're done. But all right, I guess Obi-Wan. Yes, I'm really excited for that.
Super excited.
So we'll move on to our next topic. Next we got one of my favorite characters. So the Joker is getting his own solo movie, and I have mixed things about that.
Please just talk for this whole portion.
Yeah, just go on. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
My
Take
thoughts?
take a bathroom
Yeah,
break.
your
Okay,
excitement is
so-
coming through.
So apparently DC is gonna start, I guess, a new timeline. And they're gonna make these solo movies, or these solo movies for these characters. They're not gonna be canon at all to the current DC EU. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Why?
That's scary.
This
because
DC's just garbage.
just because I guess maybe because they're not doing as hot as they wanted them to. At the same time, I don't know. I feel like I can't argue because there's so many different comic timelines, and I mean it's a comic book, so you're based off comics. But I get you. If you don't know or are unfamiliar with the comic lore, it's gonna confuse you. Like you're gonna be like, why? How does this connect?
I think
with
they
this?
just need to like make a good cinematic movie, and then we'll be like, oh, we're on board.
Yeah. So it's not gonna be Jared Leto. It's gonna be a different character, which I'm okay with. I didn't like Jared Leto as a Joker. I tried. I really tried, and I didn't. I think he was the worst thing.
I can't say that I liked him. I won't say I completely hated him.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like him.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
kind of in
same.
the middle.
That's how I was.
I mean, I'm kind of more so on the dislike part. But again, we didn't really get to see too much of him.
It was all cut.
Yeah, despite all the trailers and stuff.
Yeah.
And of that.
I think I got more
that
screen time on the
movie.
trailers than the actual movie.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay.
But again, I'm just not. I don't know. I have to see it because if it's an origin story, I'm not.
That's where I was going to get at. I do not want to see an origin story for the Joker. The Joker, as far as we know, doesn't really have. We haven't really seen a backstory on him, and I like that. That just adds mystery to the character. It's just I don't know. I feel like it's you don't need it.
I mean, there's been a few like
Attempts, yeah, but I mean, I don't want like a beginning, like
Yeah.
I want him to already be the Joker when the movie starts, and apparently it's gonna be like I guess like a crime genre movie, like crime mobster movie, and I think I forgot. I want to say I could be wrong, but when I read, I think the director of The Hangover is going to direct it, and Martin Scorsese's producing it. So yeah, I mean, what's his name? Steven Spielberg produced Transformers. So I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be good. But yeah, I don't want an origin story. I think I want the Joker to already be the Joker, and I want a crime movie. I want him to already be the Joker. I just want him doing Joker things, whether it be just doing all these crimes for the hell of it.
I think that's gonna be difficult for people who aren't Joker fans already, and they might like not connect.
For an origin story? For an origin story?
If they're just showing the Joker doing like Joker things.
But that's how I was
Joker.
introduced to the Joker. I mean, like I said, there was really no origin story. I didn't get into the Joker for his origin story. I was drawn by him for his actions, for his, his love to just mess with Batman. He lives to mess with Batman. He wakes up in the morning and literally thinks, how am I going to mess with Batman today? He cannot kill Batman.
Do you think for sure Batman will be in the in the movie?
Maybe. I don't think he will. Honestly, I wouldn't mind if he's not in there. He could maybe make a small appearance. Maybe at the end come out.
Yeah.
But
it seems like those two characters are so intertwined with each other.
Yeah.
So
They
it's
are.
so weird for him to have a movie and Batman not
What
be
is he
in
going to
it.
be doing?
So I kind of hope he's in the movie.
maybe okay. I'm
maybe
sorry, go on.
maybe it's about, or maybe it could show his time in Arkham when he tricks Harleen Quinzel.
Maybe. If anything, as far back as I'd like it to go, would be maybe when he's fresh. He's a fresh new face in Gotham.
Maybe like the Arkham.
Yes.
What was it?
Arkham Origins.
There you go.
Yeah, he's
Something
fresh.
like
He's
that.
fresh in Gotham, but not so much. But he's already the Joker at that point.
Yeah.
He's just a fresh new villain. So by that time, he's not. Maybe we kind of introduce Batman, his fascination with Batman. Maybe you kind of hear him, on TV. Because in the end, that's his. That's actually, I think, what kind of inspired him.
Yeah.
At one point, because he, like I said, in his mind, he sees Batman, or he thinks Batman is just as crazy as he is. And there's so many story arcs that kind of back that up. Where even where I've thought, man, to an extent he's kind of right.
Yeah.
At the end, Bruce Wayne's a guy who dresses up as a bat and beats up bad guys at night.
A billionaire that fights crime.
You gotta think there is some kind of psychological,
Yeah.
something that drives him to do that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I like that Joker, and I was telling Jenny there. So from what I've read or looked into, there's 3 renditions of the Joker.
Yeah.
There's the Bronze Age Joker, which is the one we've seen as like the comedic Joker. Think of 60s Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like laughy, I'll tase you, Joker. There's that one. There's the Silver Age, which is the mob Joker.
Yeah.
Which
Jack
Nicholson, and you can argue Jared Leto's Joker.
Yeah.
And my favorite, the Golden Age Joker, which is the anarchist, the one who lives, just to mess with Batman, the one who challenges Batman.
Yeah. No, but I think in one of the comics they proved that is canon. There are, in fact, 3 different Jokers.
Oh, so it is canon. The movie.
Yeah. I don't know if the movie is canon, but the thing was, there's a comic where
The Mobius chair one?
I believe so. Batman can basically ask this one being any question, and the being will give them an answer. But it's only one question.
And he asks, can I do this one?
Yeah.
I like this. That was my
favorite.
favorite. Okay, so in this chair, he's given. I want to say it's 3 questions about, but I know that for sure he asks 2. One, he asks, "Who killed my parents?" And it's this guy named Joe Chill. Like, okay, cool. We got a backstory on that. That's pretty cool. And the comic ends like this. He goes, "Okay, who is the Joker?" And it ends where he hears the answer and he goes, "That's impossible," and it ends.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, but apparently after that they continued it, and the answer the chair gave him was there's 3 of them.
There's 3 names.
Yeah, which is the which were the ones I mentioned, which are those 3 Jokers.
So which Joker do you think they're going to follow through with the movie?
If it's mob based or it's crime based, I feel like it's gonna be the Silver Age. I would love for it to be the Golden Age Joker.
The thing is, though, if you're gonna do Golden Age Joker, you're gonna have to compete with Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger is hard to compete with.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, I feel like Jared Leto's was like heavily based on Heath Ledger's. As far as the way he talked, I don't know. Like his tone was kind of like that of Heath Ledger's. I don't mind. I just wanted like their own take. Okay, even right now, I couldn't tell you who I want to play as a Joker.
Yeah, I can't tell you.
That's a tough call. Because even Heath Ledger, I mean, when I first heard he was going to be the Joker, I was not entirely on board. I was like, really? Out of all Heath Ledger, out of all people? But he was phenomenal. He did a phenomenal job.
I can't tell you Joker. I can tell you Riddler. I've told you this. I already told you who I'd want to be Riddler.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's for another time.
Mm-hmm. But, well, okay, I guess we can kind of link it up. So, if they're going to do the Joker origin and plan to do more, not origin story, but a solo movie.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're going to plan to do more DC solo movies.
Yeah.
So, what if they did a Riddler movie?
Jake Gyllenhaal, easily.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Okay, can you explain? Enlighten us why?
So, the reason I would choose Jake Gyllenhaal is because I liked the performance he gave in Nightcrawler. I thought that if he gives that same performance in Riddler, I think that it would be very good because the way he gave that performance in Nightcrawler, which if you haven't seen, it's a great movie. He's kind of like this introvert who has like this weird like tick about him, and not only that, in Nightcrawler he also shows he has this intelligence where he's like he plans things out. He's methodical, which is basically what I feel that the Riddler is. He's methodical. He plans out. He tests Batman's wit because Batman's the proclaimed greatest detective. So he's like, no, he's not. This I'm gonna prove to you that he's not. So he tests his wit, and so I'd like to see Jake Gyllenhaal as the Riddler, giving the same performance he did for Nightcrawler.
Yeah. I feel like in that movie too, I feel like there has to be a Batman. I would want to see Batman's wit being challenged. And I feel like in this, well, like I said, it's going to be a crime movie, but to an extent, I want to see a movie where, the Joker challenges Batman's sanity. And I mean, well, to an extent, The Dark Knight does it. I mean, he can challenge, he's trying to, point to them that they're the same, in essence, they're the same person.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Man,
Batman would have
tough
to come out for Riddler because Riddler became Riddler because of Batman.
Yeah. And I mean, you can argue that the Joker, became Joker because of Batman too.
I'd say more so Riddler because we don't know Joker's origins. Riddler used to work for Wayne Corp. That's my thing. Like that. Okay. That's how. Yeah. There's stuff like that. I mean, the old, movie with Riddler with Jim Carrey.
I love that movie.
I love it too.
Who doesn't love
it's-
Jim Carrey?
It's not the greatest, but that's essentially a rundown of what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't be too mad. They kind of got it right. And it essentially it is what happens. So, that's why I'm saying like he's more influenced by Batman. Like he's influenced by Batman directly.
Okay. I guess maybe everyone can get on this one. So, if we touched up on Star Wars. So, DC, what characters do you want to see backstories on, or like solo movies on?
Ooh, I'd like a Flash.
Flash.
Yeah.
I think they're
That's a show.
they're gonna make.
No, I want a movie though.
Well, they're gonna
Not a
make
show.
a movie for the guy who plays him in Justice League. I forgot his name, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot his name too. Elise something with the.
Yeah.
Elise.
do you like him? Do you want to see him? A solo movie on him?
I
Jerry?
don't know.
I have no idea.
Well, who would you want to play Flash?
I'm actually not too sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I feel like he can do a good job. I was kind of excited when I saw the trailer. I was like, okay, I can see him playing Flash, but
I already know exactly.
You know,
who.
honestly.
who?
And as much as I'm gonna say it, even though I'm sure DC would mess it up. Teen Titans, because they can introduce Teen Titans and Slade.
Oh, I'd love Teen Titans. That's the one
Let's
where
have an intro to the song.
Yeah.
Da-na-na-na-na.
I
Yeah,
love it.
it's great.
it could. I don't know. I mean, it'd be cool to have if they have the song just like even if it makes a little cameo.
Yeah, like
But-
in the background.
Man, I think that's the movie where, because DC, I'm not too fond of their movies.
Yeah.
They're okay. But I feel like if they mess up with that one, I'd be completely off the DC ship. I'm like, you've ruined it. I love the Teen Titans.
I mean, they've already ruined it with Go, but that's a different.
Yeah.
Jerry?
They're making a live action. Sorry to interrupt, but the Raven. They're making a live action
Are
series
they?
for Raven. Mm-hmm.
It's
Okay.
a, it's
But
a
the
series,
casting,
though.
It's a series, but the casting for it, I was like a little. She's really young, and I was kind of like, I kind of forgot how old they are in the series. Are they like?
They're teens.
They're
Yeah,
13, 14, right?
they're
Yeah, I
They're,
think
they're
she's.
teens.
I think
Teen.
she's 12.
Titan.
That's
So she's
okay.
a little young.
I would like to see where they go though. Are they going to introduce Trigon? Trigon, actually.
They better not make
Yeah,
her
sure.
like she's 12 years old and then the actress is like 20.
No, like her.
The actress
is like really young. Yeah.
She better pull off a good performance like in Batman. I mean, not Batman, X-Men.
I mean, to be fair, they'll pull off a better performance than most. I mean, there's some pretty bad movies out right now, like our
Yeah.
next topic.
Just actors.
But we'll get to that.
But Jerry, what any character you'd like to see an origin movie on in DC?
No.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like they lost it when they made Justice League. I would like
okay.
so much more coverage on all these characters that I have no idea who they are
Yeah.
in their own standalone movies. And instead, it's the reverse. We're getting Justice League, and then we're going to see all these
See,
characters.
that's why I would want Teen Titans, so now we can get some background on Cyborg.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sure, that makes sense.
It's just they lost it. So
Yeah.
now I don't even
So
want it.
they could kind of redeem it, right? Like they could do a movie for Cyborg and then like all the,
Well, they are going to do a
Titan
Cyborg
movies.
movie.
but like
I'd
to
also
introduce
want
the
Nightwing.
characters before the Teen
I would
Titans
also
movie.
want Nightwing.
That'd be cool. But I feel like that'd have to like intertwine with the DCEU. Opposed to like a
Nightwing would be
solo movie.
badass.
So yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't know where this is gonna go or why they're gonna branch off and do this own
And then are they going
movies.
to have another Justice League? Like just
I have no idea.
Part 2?
I don't know.
Now that we
man.
know all these characters
I mean,
more.
yeah, I mean obviously they're doing it for cash grab purposes, but
Yeah.
in the end it's like just try to make a good movie. It's because in the end people are gonna watch it regardless. So at least spare no expense on it. Make
Yeah.
it good. Do a good story. In the end, story's key. I don't want to see Justice League.
Isn't the director for Wonder Woman making another one? She signed on to make
Oh,
another
yeah.
Wonder Woman.
They're making a second Wonder Woman movie.
and
the
she
same-
signed
the
off
same-
on
yeah.
it. Like she's gonna do she's gonna be the director for that one.
Okay, cool. But no, I mean I don't want to see like when I say I don't want to see Justice League, like as in like it's there. Like nothing's really been not set in stone, but you don't have like a lot of lore on these characters. It's like, well, I don't care what happens to them. I don't care about the mission at this point.
Yeah, you kind of just had one movie, whereas in Avengers, you had the whole build up to it. You had all these characters. You already had them established,
Mm-hmm.
and then once Avengers came around, you actually gave a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah, it's true.
Good. well, they're making the movie. Like, if I had one DC character I want to see movie on, it would be the Joker. But we're getting one, so I don't know, man. There's a lot. I'm kind of scared for it, but because he's such an interesting character, and there's so much I feel like the movies haven't portrayed. Like, I remember one thing that pissed me off was in Suicide Squad, whereas afterwards, seeing just my Facebook page just like littered with people like, oh, I want a relationship like Harley Quinn and the Joker. Like, that is an abusive relationship. You do not want that.
I do.
No. So it made me even madder because
I'll be put
people would post that, and then you get one guy that's like correcting them, like it's like, guys, it's actually a very abusive relationship where the Joker legit doesn't give two shits about Harley. Yeah. And then you get the comment right to them, and here we go, some asshole ruining the love story. It's like, dude, they like just let them have it. And I was like, oh my, like, no, I'm giving them facts. Because I've been, people will give me shit for being a nerd. I'm going to correct you.
Yes.
The only time that you can say that they have a loving relationship is in the newest comic. What was it? The New 52, I think? I think so. I'm not too sure. But I know that in, like, probably the newest comic, one of the more recent comics, is where actually Joker actually has feelings for Harvey Quinn. Whereas in the old ones, he could care less about her.
He's an abusive
I'm sorry,
companion.
but I'm going to be the person that says, yeah, I'll be the put-in. I'll put on the thing around my neck.
No. Can you not?
Come on, guys.
No.
Do you think they'll have Harley Quinn in the movie?
I don't know.
Maybe where they he abuses her, because he does drug abuse her, right? As a nurse,
he does a lot of things besides drug abuse.
Doesn't he also rape her and all this other stuff? I hear it's horrible. And he even physically electrocutes her too.
Yeah.
But it only craves her wanting him more. Yeah, so it's literally
twisted.
Yeah, it's a twist.
I probably wouldn't want her in it. I feel like a problem I think with a lot of movies right now, especially these superhero movies, is they're just shoehorning in all these characters. I think that was the problem with Batman v Superman. It's like, okay, you got Batman, which I'm okay, I'm fine. I don't need a backstory on Batman. At this point, I know who Batman is. I feel like everyone already knows who Batman is. I think out of any DC character, he's gotten the most movies. So I feel like, okay, we're good. We don't need a Batman backstory. But, okay, you bring in Wonder Woman. Okay, it would have been nice to have, a movie about her before this movie. I mean, hell, even the Wonder Woman movie could have come out before Batman v Superman. It takes place before Batman v Superman, so I think that would have been better.
Yeah.
And then, then you bring in Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor's son. So, okay, now we have another character, which kind of been cool to get some little backstory on him. And then you bring in Doomsday. Okay, well, now even this would have been good to have a bit of backstory on him, too, because he's one of Batman. He's one of Superman's greatest villains, I think.
Yeah, and then they also basically did to him what they did to Bane in the old Batman. They made him like a mindless monster.
Dumb brute.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Doomsday is very, very smart, very intelligent.
So, yeah, I don't think there should be anyone. Maybe a hint of Batman. Maybe Batman can come out, but I think just Joker. Pure Joker, just him. Focus on that, make a good arc with him. And this has been plenty of movies, I think, that have messed up by having too many characters. Spider-Man 3, I think, did it terrible also. That was too many characters.
That was the worst.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2, again,
it's
you
hard.
had a lot of characters come in, and it was a big cluster.
I've noticed that with a lot of just movies based on one character, is that you're like, okay, is this an Avengers movie now? Because I saw that so many times with Civil War. I was like, okay, cool, we're gonna have just him.
But Civil War,
it turned into an Avengers movie.
But that was an exception because the only character you really didn't have any backstory on was Black Panther and Spider-Man. But Spider-Man, Spider-Man at this point already.
Yeah.
So I think that was just a five. I love Civil War. I'm gonna back Civil War up. I think that was a great movie.
Yeah, damn hip.
I liked Winter Soldier more.
What? No. Get out.
Who?
I liked
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
No.
Oh, I liked Winter Soldier too.
I liked it.
It was good. Entitled to your own opinion, even if it's wrong. Okay.
Yeah. Civil War was phenomenal. Okay.
Touché.
It was just cool seeing them fight. It was awesome. I think it had a good story. I liked it. It wasn't the same as the comic.
It wasn't bad. I liked it too.
I just want Captain America and nobody else.
Yeah, no,
Well,
that,
that's very dependent
Well, 'cause
on
it
who's
was-
Captain
It
America.
was
Look, I
marketed
want-
a Captain America movie, and it was all the. It was,
Look,
it
the
was
other
It was,
characters-
it was a Captain America story with the rest of the Avengers.
The other characters
Yeah, it was
can
an
be in the
Avengers
movie,
movie.
but just like make them shadows and like don't have any voice.
Civil
on them.
War was amazing. I loved it. Anyway, okay, I guess
Anyways.
it's time to move on. The Joker movie, mixed reviews, mixed thoughts actually, but I hope it's good.
I'll probably watch
do.
it anyway.
I know I'm
Yeah,
gonna watch
well-
it.
Unless it
watch
looks as bad as our next topic.
Yes, so we're gonna end this. Not
Ooh.
end the topic. But our last topic we're gonna cover is Death Note, and I think it's interesting because we all have different views on it. Brian, let's start with you.
I hate it. It's stupid. The anime is way better. If you haven't seen the anime, please do. It's on Netflix in English. It's actually good, guys. Please watch it.
I hate the Japanese.
Jesus Christ.
I hate the Japanese.
I hate the Japanese.
Especially the women
It's your
Japanese.
alter ego.
Especially the women Japanese.
So, if you, for some god awful reason, actually enjoyed the live action Death Note, you'll definitely enjoy the anime. The animated series is far superior. The movie was. Okay, if I had to rate it on 1 to 10, I'd give it like a 3 or a 4. Literally, the only reason I could finish it was because we were doing it so we could review it for this podcast. Now, that's because, though, I've seen the anime. I know what it's supposed to be. When you haven't seen it, you really have nothing to compare it to. And so I think that's why your opinion will probably be different from mine.
It is.
I know, Jenny, you said you read the manga.
No, I watched the live action Japanese movie.
Okay, that one's decent.
They're amazing.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you've seen the anime, right?
and read the manga.
Okay.
He's the anime, the manga, and the Japanese movie.
So I'm pretty sure he was more infuriated than I was. So let's work our way
I had
down
to buy a
him.
new monitor. It's great.
Oh, lovely. So Brandon, you can go.
Okay, so I have not seen the anime. I had heard of Death Note. That's all really. I just know it was about a book that kills people. So I went in watching it just completely just to review it as a movie. So me, I would give it about a 5 or a 6. Personally, me. Now this was my thoughts on it. The concept was really cool. My problem with it though was the pacing of the movie, and I felt like initially that was going to be the problem. When I heard it was going to be based off an anime, my thing was okay. This can be, it could be good, really cool, or it can, be really bad in the sense that they're gonna, try to just rush everything, which we saw, in the last Airbender movie. So
To be fair, I think the last Airbender did it worse.
Yeah, that was
okay.
worse.
Yeah, no, but so I guess I had no backstory to the characters, or had nothing to compare it to, so it didn't really bother me. I didn't care for the main actor. I didn't think he was that great. So
He pissed
Ugly,
me off.
ugly. He's so ugly.
So yeah.
Oh my god, he's so ugly. His nose is so disgusting.
I think that was my problem. Like, I was like, okay, I feel like it could have been done all right, but I didn't like any of the actors.
Yeah,
Except William
none of
Dafoe.
them.
Willem Dafoe was great.
He was great.
Yeah.
He was a
And
great
that was the thing. Yes,
Shinigami.
the actors kind of fell flat for me. So that kind of just, I guess, okay, that's kind of takes the movie down for me. I'm not really too into the actors. Like, the concept's cool. It's really cool. Willem Dafoe was phenomenal. He's a phenomenal
He was
actor.
great.
Yeah.
The guy's just born to be a villain.
Yeah.
And-
Seeing the anime, I can say that Willem Dafoe did a good job.
Yes.
Playing
William
He is
Dafoe is just amazing. He's so old,
Yeah.
yet he's been in like so many video games. He's been in movies. He's been in like now this like Netflix originals. I feel like the guy is never gonna like rest
He's a national
until he
treasure at
gets
this
like
point.
his evil voice to its max.
I hope, God forbid, the day Willem Dafoe, goes, I want him to be like, have his evil laugh as he's being buried down to the ground.
Playing it on the loop.
I'm like, God.
No, can we just like he be buried somewhere else and
Yeah.
then like the memorial is like, and as the coffin goes down, it opens and he's gone and he's here.
Oh,
Dude,
God.
I would love that. I would
love
be
that.
terrified and
I
would
feel
love it at the same
when
time.
he dies, he's just like he's not even gonna die. His body's just gonna like disappear in
Yeah.
midair.
In the black mist.
Yeah, and then everyone's like, "Oh, there you go.
They're all,
gonna
oh,
be
that
awesome.
Willem.
Oh,
There
he'll be
goes
back
again.
tomorrow morning."
No, but yeah, the pacing for me was it was off. Like I felt Like when he met the the girl. He like he's like, let me show you this. Like,
And it's
okay,
so
he's really on.
disappointing.
Okay, she's really on board with this. Like, he doesn't really even know this girl. They're not best friends. Why is he
That's
showing
not
her
how it
this?
happens. That's
Yeah,
not how it
not-
happens.
Yeah.
That's not even remotely close to how
But
it
that doesn't
happens.
bother me because I didn't see the anime. So, just if that was done a bit better, or more time was put into that, maybe okay. I feel like there should have been a bit more backstory on the Death Note itself. And again, there are other things I wish they would have dove into more. I thought another cool thing was, or a cool little story arc would have been, there's one point where they have that website, or someone makes a website, and it's people like complaining about their problems, or people they're complaining about, and Light goes, okay, can we how can we trust this, or how can we do this? This could just be people just
Writing their parents.
nonsense or just BS. So I thought, I'm like, oh, that's cool. That makes a cool little I give them a cool little story arc, and them conflicting. But they kind of just briefly touch up on that.
Yeah. But you forget that one thing that actually seems good is counterbalanced by the rest of the movie that was ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the deaths too were cool. And I'm okay. I love the Final Destination movies. So I guess I kind of got
I got some vibes.
It kind of got me. I got those vibes. So I'm like, man, this is pretty cool.
Especially
I like that.
at that any scene where they die. So when he walks out in the traffic and he gets or when the guy gets decapitated, or even when the Ferris wheel. That is so Final Destination-esque, because in the book it happens no matter what. They're how he wrote the Ferris wheel mysteriously breaks down, and then you just see all the bolts just explode.
Yeah.
And then just
And
collapses.
going back to that also, I was confused also, and this is why I think the movie should have been longer, on how the Death Note actually works. So I mean, I guess maybe the first 20 minutes into it, from what I understood, is the holder, which was Light, is the only one who can write in it. But then later on, the girl writes in it, and it's like, okay.
However, and she can't see the Shinigami.
Yeah, she can't.
Which isn't the case in Death Note.
Everyone can see the...
As soon as you touch it, you see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in this movie, I was like, why would they do that?
But
They
from
said-
what I
their own
understood,
twist.
they ruined, they broke a bunch of rules.
Yeah.
They did.
But again, I haven't seen the anime, so I don't have those rules to to fall back on. But no, it upset me because then it confused me because she writes in it, Light will have a heart attack at this time. It's like, well,
Isn't she the owner now?
No, I was like, I thought he was the owner, but at the whole time though, she's telling him give me the book, pass the book to me. It's like, well, you wrote something and it works. I mean, does that really matter? Do you need the book at this point? I mean, the only thing you're gonna gain is see the Shimugami or
Shinigami.
the Ryuk. I was calling him the Ryuk.
The
Ryuk.
Ryuk.
Call him Willem Dafoe.
The Willem Dafoe. The Ryuk.
William Dafoe.
The Ryuk. I'm joking.
God.
No, okay, the Ryuk. No, okay, but that confused me too. And then the fact that he was also able to manipulate physics, like the page burning at the end. So it kind of there was more questions I had. I'm like, okay, how does this book actually work? So I think the movie should have been at the very least under a good 30 minutes.
So it should have been another 30 minutes, added in the beginning to give you backstory on why the Death Note falls.
And also, who is Light? Because I feel that was so lost, and that was such a good part of Death Note, was understanding this kid, his life, in the anime and in the live action movies, you see Light as a university student, very knowledgeable on the law. He upholds the law. Yeah. His father is the chief of I'm sure he has a higher ranking than in this Netflix movie. Because
he's number one.
Yeah.
He's gonna be one of the great. He's considered one of the great minds.
Exactly.
In Japan.
And you associate so much with this character, and you respect him because he's so smart, and you would never he has so much law in his heart, and then when he gets to Death Note, he's conflicted for the longest time because he's just how does this work? Where can I find these criminals? He uses his dad's credentials to go inside the database.
You saw the first episode of the anime, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So essentially you see his mindset. He wants to see. He tests it out to see if it works, but he doesn't do it. He doesn't want to do it on innocent bystanders.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And even to go as far to say I don't want to do it on people I know.
Yeah.
And so that's when, you know, he goes into
Light
that.
does it on someone he knows.
And
Yeah.
you gain so much more respect for the character, and you understand where he's coming from, because you're like, yes, I can see how smart he is holding this power. And in the movie, you get none of that.
Yeah.
It's this university kid. He writes down a name. He's like, well, it works. How cool. Or high school kid makes it worse. And then he just writes down everyone's names to get women and to get that girl.
To get one girl whose name is Mia.
Yeah.
Which they destroyed her as well.
I heard she was different from the anime.
She was so
Completely different.
Dude, Light was different. His last name for some reason is Turner.
Oh, I heard that
it
too.
was awful.
Yeah. So the first episode was really good. Actually, I saw it after the show.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, in that first episode, I thought it was cool, the whole that realm, the Reeks, and I'm like, man, this would have actually been cool to touch up on.
Yeah. It would have, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Wouldn't it?
Yeah,
And it was only a
would've-
few minutes long. Like
Yeah.
all they had to do was put it in there.
Also,
Jerry's shaking his head in disapproval.
I'm still so mad. I'm like not even mad at you guys. I'm just mad at Netflix. Like it's just such a, oh my god, whoa. It's such a missed opportunity.
Right? And they know, like, there's such a big fan base. Like, and it was already done in the Japanese movie. Like, all they had to do was get it right.
you would think they would have
Like,
spared no expense for this one.
exactly.
And make it better with today's like
Technology,
all of
yeah.
today's technology. Maybe add some new things that made it better, because it could definitely be improved and stuff. But no, they took out everything good and then replaced it with like basically BS. That made no sense.
I heard there's a possibility for a second part.
Can we not?
Me too. I saw
Can we
that.
not?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Another character again, it was the actors really kind of drew me out of it. Another character I really wasn't too fond of on his delivery was the guy who played L. Now again,
Yeah.
Can we talk about his ethnicity?
No,
Jesus.
Wow.
I don't care about the ethnicity.
God.
No, just I don't know. He was too animated for me.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't like this. I didn't like this. He's like this every
Okay.
time.
Okay.
That
Okay.
happens.
So
Let me do the rest of the podcast like this.
Let me explain this.
Yes.
Okay, because I remember I talked about this on the last podcast. I didn't care that Elle was black. I just said please.
I did.
Stick to, the anime, and that yes, in the anime, once you meet Elle, that's how he sits. But
Yeah.
he's such an introvert. He doesn't go outside, and he's
Never.
always barefoot, and he's just there like that. So, but he's never once when Light's in the diner, he doesn't stride up there and just,
like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Like,
never happens.
He just took the mannerisms from the anime
and moved him everywhere. It made no sense.
And then he made
delivery was bad.
Elle very emotionally attached.
Yeah.
And
Where
he's like crying and stuff
Yeah.
about his whatever his master
No,
that
it wasn't
Japanese
his,
guy.
it's not a master.
Well, his whatever his name is,
it's Watari.
what the?
whatever he dies, and he's like all
Okay,
panicked.
spoilers.
Oh, sorry, and he panics and he's like crying and he's like, oh my god, he's like driving, and I'm like, that would never happen.
That's
Yeah.
not his
In
character.
the actual anime or anything, that would
Yeah.
never. You could never do
See, that didn't
that.
bother me because I haven't seen the anime.
Yeah. Oh, that also upset me so much is that when they control Watari, and you already said a spoiler, so I get to say a spoiler. Everybody gets one. So when they control him, they just write Watari, and I'm just there like, how does that work?
Mhm.
Like, that's so stupid. Are you telling me that this guy, his name is just Watari? Not like, I don't care. Since it's American, I was like, James Watari. It's not like a first and last name or like Watari Adams. I don't know.
To be fair, Brian, how many Wataris do you know?
To be fair, how many people do you know with one name? It's stupid.
I've been to Panda Express a couple times. But no, it's really disappointing at the end of the day. To the fans, to the people that 100% respected and wanted another live action one that was just hit it on the mark, it's a major disappointment. And I watched the movie twice. Once as seeing it from a fan's perspective and was extremely disappointed. One from seeing it as someone who never seen Death Note or heard of Death Note before. I could see where people would have liked it, and I could have seen where the movie could have been
Sparked interest.
Yes. But at the end of the day, it is based on lots of media, the Death Note, And with the changes that they made, I feel aren't justified. They make no sense. Unless it added some kind of great addition to a live action movie, all the changes that they did made it worse. They
really did.
They could have made it the same script as all the other live action Death Notes, and they would have probably gotten better ratings.
Yeah.
And all the rules, and they didn't even go over the rules in the movie, which was so sad. He literally skims through the rules. I'm like, in the anime and in the live action Korean movies, you got an explanation of everything, of how it works.
And there wasn't even that many rules in the anime.
Yeah,
There was like
10.
At the most, there's like 6.
Yeah, and this one it's like 73 rules. I'm like,
Rule 100. I'm like, what the hell kind of crap is that? And then like the Death Note has a previous owner. It's like, it's like, what? Don't listen to Ryuk. He's not your friend. He's not your pet. And I was like, no, okay, that cannot happen.
Yeah.
If you watch the anime, you will understand that cannot happen.
Yeah, I didn't get that. When it said, don't
like-
trust the Ryuk. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
the Ryuk.
but I'm like, in the end, I'm like, it wasn't really him who betrayed him. It was the girl who betrayed him.
and the 7-day time period, and how he's like, so when does that justified when I'm not the owner anymore? He's like, well, I'll just think in my head in 7 days. If you haven't used it in a while, I'll give it to someone else. Or you can choose who else to give it to. I was like, what? And he's like trying to, and he's like being me. He's like, well, how does this work? And he's like, let's not do questions. You have a Death Note. And I'm like, no, let's do questions. You're supposed
questions.
A Shinigami is to show the rules, explain it to you, and say, hey, I have no affiliation with who you write in, and I can't be on your team, but here are the rules, and here's how it works.
Yeah.
And in this movie, he's like, screw the rules. That's
Yeah.
That's
Oh, and then
rather
it pissed
fun.
me off
Yeah.
too when he's like, "What if I write your name in the Death Note?" And the
Oh.
Shinigami's like, "No one's made it past
That's
2 letters."
4 letters.
I'm like, "Oh my god, that pissed me off."
That's so
So
stupid.
in the anime, if you watch it, they will already tell you that writing a Shinigami's name in a Death Note is pointless. They are immortal beings. They
They're-
cannot die
yeah.
by writing a name in the Death Note. It is dumb. But in the live action, they're just like,
I feel like he joked. He kind of jokingly said it.
but still, it was
I don't know.
dumb.
Yeah.
It's a stupid joke, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the movie.
It's really sad. I'm like gonna cry because it just it
Of how terrible it was.
it's so terrible. And yeah, as someone who loves Death Note, it's one of my like favorite animes, and it's one of my like first
I feel like
mangas.
it's one of the most popular. Like, I don't watch anime, but I'm familiar with Death Note.
It's so and
so
it was popular in the Americas too when
Yeah.
the Korean movies came out.
Did I ever tell you guys
In the
how
Americas?
I
In the Americas.
heard of Death Note?
Yes, yeah, I
Yes.
remember you told me this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Go
so-
ahead and tell it for everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, so what happened was, this is how I first heard about Death Note. Back in high school, I took a media tech class, and we all had to come up with our own scripts, right, and then read them in class. So I had mine, and I go up, read them, okay, cool, whatever. And this girl comes up, she goes, okay, so my story's about this guy finds this book, and then, this book has this power where whoever's named right in it, they'll die. And I'm like, I'm like, oh my
Wow.
god,
I
gee.
think you're onto
I'm like,
something.
geez, I'm like, shit, this is really good. Oh my god, I cussed, sorry. I was like, oh my god, this is really good. And I'm like, good job. And then my friend's like, it's based on an anime called Death Note. I'm like, oh my god, I gave you too much credit. Never mind.
Yeah.
I take that credit back.
Actually, it's funny too because I have a cousin. Shout out to Damien, who's am having watched this. So I had him watch anime for the first time. He had never watched anime, and I know Death Note is always a good starter anime. It has a bit of everything. It has a bit of romance, mystery,
Detail,
Yeah,
lots
it's in
of-
depth.
yeah.
It's a really good starter anime. So if you're not into anime, I recommend at least trying it out. Again, it's on Netflix. You can change the audio to English. It's fine. Anyway, back to the point. I had him watch it. He loved it, and I asked him, what would you rate it? The anime, he's like, dude, I really enjoyed it. I give it a 10 out of 10.
It is really
So he watched the live action, and I was like, oh, how was it, buddy? He's like, I didn't like it. Like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, I saw it for about 10 minutes, and then just, said
What
no.
does he mean? I saw it 20 minutes. 20 minutes in, I was like, I can't anymore. I can't. And then you guys saw it, and I was like, well, damn, now I need to see it. And then I watched it all, and I was like, oh, why did I do that to myself?
Yeah.
If you want to understand more about the practicalities of the Death Note and so much more, and how he got away with so many things,
Yeah.
and past
Or if you're
the-
just looking for something to, waste your time, like a good show
Yeah.
to watch on Netflix, Watch it.
Death Note will cover all of that. Like there's so many witty things he does to set up traps. Like in the case of getting caught by police, like he has at one point he makes like a desk with the. Okay, sorry. Yeah, it's awesome.
But I will say, for the first episode, I think Light does come off as a stronger character than in the movie. So
yeah,
I mean,
I just think the
hope I can watch
delivery
it.
for all the characters were just not
Fell
good.
flat. Yeah, just
like it almost seemed as if they just read a script and they didn't even watch the anime.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it kind of seemed like.
Or I was gonna say actually read the script like right before their scene.
Yeah, like the actors probably just like read the script and they like didn't know very much.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, but yeah, Death Note. I guess we can end it by okay, everyone's rating. Bryan
hated it.
Rating out of 10.
Looking back on it, like after all this arguing, I'm gonna give it a solid 1.
A solid 1.
Wow.
Did not.
I guess on a good day I get like a 6.
I give like a 3 out of 10. I think the only redeeming thing, I liked the music. That was like the only thing. Like the song choice was pretty cool. Except the one at the very end, it was a little cheesy.
I'll give it a 2. Not for the song choice, but for Willem Dafoe.
He himself gets that 1 point.
Oh,
yeah, he himself.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to base it solely on Willem Dafoe, this movie would get a 10.
Would you say it's worth the watch just for his performance?
No.
No?
Willem Dafoe does a great job, but he doesn't come out that often.
Okay.
I'm just gonna give 2 ratings. If you see Death Note and you love the anime and you want to see something extremely like the anime, like a 3 out of 10.
Okay.
And if you've never seen Death Note and you just want something to watch on Netflix because you probably have a new child or you want a movie to see, then it's probably gonna be like 6 out of 10. You might like it.
I'd say 5.
All right. I guess we'll end it on that note.
Watch the anime, please.
Oh, before we go,
I just got that.
God.
Jerry.
No. Before we
Kyle,
go,
shut up! You're not in this podcast.
Yeah, before we
Stay behind the
before we
camera.
go, I do want to bring this up again, guys. We are at 37 subscribers, so hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Again, make sure your subscription settings are set to or aren't on private, so we can see you and have a fair raffle. That being said, guys, we will see you
Oh, and
guys.
we also have a Facebook page. We
We
recently
also
made
yes,
that.
we have a Facebook page. We'll leave a link in the description below.
Yes. And I think we're going to be doing a raffle on that soon too. I'm not sure what
I'm not
yet.
sure what
but
we'll try to
we're
get
gonna
more
do
involved with the fans. But yeah, guys, so we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Bye.